If you clicked on this video, I'm assuming that you have a horrible cube and you thought you could noob it, but you don't even have noob. When you made the right choice. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how you can noob a horrible cube like this one with nothing but the stuff that's available in your house. Let's get it on. So the stuff that you require for this setup is obviously your cube. Now the cube that I'm using here is a YJ Guano. I believe it's pretty old, I can tell you guys that much. Then what you need is these are earbuds. You guys should be familiar with that. They're always available in your house. These help spread the noob in the puzzle. Then you need oil. I've taken it in a bowl over here. I don't know if it's visible. So now the oil is, in short, what you will be adding to the puzzle. Now the oil has to be something ranging from almond oil to olive oil, orange mustard oil will also do, but you should just not use coconut oil, because coconut oil tends to freeze when the temperature starts to drop, which in short decelerate your cube's performance, which is not what you want, because it makes it even more tough to turn the pieces. Now this is another YG Guanong. This is a Guanong for sure. This is what I have noobed with the exact same process. As you guys can see, I've intentioned it perfectly, and it's pretty nice. But I want to tell you guys one more thing, just the last thing before we continue, is that it will not make a cube as perfect as a noob can, like the actual noob can, because this is my main, the Wenong GTS, and it's really nice because this is noob with actual store-bought noob and on by Cube Nano for me. So with that, let's proceed. So what you want to do first is I want to mention this also earlier, that you need to have screwdrivers, preferably the Phillips head, because that's what most cubes have. You also need some tissue paper, and with that, let's proceed. So first thing what you want to do is you want to remove the center cap like that. So if you see, you might have a snot like this, so that would help to remove the center cap, and you want to proceed and do the same thing for on the sides like that. Then what you want to do is reduce the tension, so you can use your Phillips head like that and reduce the tensions. What this does is it make the cube even more loose, so it's super easy to pull out like that. So you want to make sure all of your center caps are arranged, because you don't really want to lose that. It's going to cause a lot of problems in the future. So then you'll be left with your core, so you set aside your core, and now what you want to do is you want to clean up on the pieces, because in this case I think there was coconut oil. I'm not sure, there was something in this which is pretty sticky, so you want to clean each piece very nicely. I do not recommend using water and putting it in a water bath and washing. That is not something I recommend. So you want to do the same thing for on the pieces. Make sure that you're wiping each piece very nicely and nothing else remains. Many times what happens is you will have factory lube on the pieces, depends on the cube that you buy. Also, many times what happens is when you over lube a cube with something like Vaseline, it sometimes makes it super gummy and it makes the pieces even more heavier. So what this does is it makes it more tough to move, which is not something you wanted. Alright, so as you guys can see, we're done with cleaning up the pieces. Now what we want to do is you want to set aside your pieces and you want to dismantle your core. Now this is, again, you can skip this part, and leave a timestamp in the description below, but this is in case you want to be a pro at setting up your puzzle. You want to remove the screws like that of each center cap. Again, this is kind of a tough process. It depends on how dedicated you are to set up your puzzle. So chances are that your cube might come with a washer on it. I mean on the center, on the screw over here. This one doesn't. But then what you want to do is you want to continue the same thing until you're done with the other pieces. Like that, you really need to be very careful with each piece. And then what you want to do, you want to set each spring and screw to one side. Alright, so as you guys can see, I've arranged each one on each side. So this is where the oil or the lubricant comes in, and this is where you start using the earbuds. So what you want to do is, this is, again, as you guys know, this is not compulsory, but in case you want to do it, you can. This is what reduces the spring noises that the cube makes, and this is what is known as lubricating the core. So you want to make sure you keep it like this upside down. You want to touch it, dab it a bit in this oil, and then you want to just make this area with the oil. So you want to do this for each one of the screws. And then what you want to do is you want to take the center cap, and again make sure that you've dabbed enough oil on this, and then just do that just to make sure that it becomes lubricated over there as well, and repeat this for each center cap like that. So now what we've done is we have lubed the core, and then you want to reassemble everything. Alright, now for the order, what you want to do is you want to take the screw like that, and then the spring, and then insert that like that. Then you want to fix it in like that, but then the thing you're missing is this. So you just make sure it goes in like that, and then just put it in over here, and then you want to screw it in with this screwdriver, and you want to repeat the same step for all of the pieces like that. So once you're done with fixing on the pieces, what you want to do is you want to again take some oil with the help of the earbuds, and then put it on the center caps over here like that. So repeat the process for all the 6 center caps like that. Then what you want to do is you want to take each piece, and let's start with the edges, and then we can just dab on some oil like that, and do the same thing for all the pieces. So like that, I'm done with on the edges. I personally do not put any oil on the corner pieces. That's just the way I lubricate my cubes. Then what you want to do is arrange on the pieces back. So you start out with the center cap. So first you put white on top, then you put green facing you like that, and then you put red to this side. So and then you just fix the rest of the pieces opposite to each other. Once you're done with that, then you need to arrange on the pieces. So I personally put white on the bottom or on top, and then I start putting it on the edges. Now in this process, many a times you might lose your oil, but that's absolutely fine. That's why you need to put a good amount of oil on your puzzle. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have assembled the puzzle, but if you guys can see, it's super flimsy, and that's because the tensioning was not done correctly, but that's absolutely fine. But before you proceed to the tensioning, what you want to do is you want to clean up the puzzle, because in the process of putting on the pieces back, you would have spread a lot of oil on the pieces, which is not something you want to do, because that's going to make your puzzle fall out of your hands when solving. A well lubricated cube with good tensions is like icing on the cake. With that, I recommend you guys to go ahead and mess around with the tensions of your cube until you get a setting that is just right for you. Also, if you feel that the nube you've put on the puzzle is not enough and more would help, you're always welcome to add more to it, using the same process, that is taking a few drops with the earbuds and just spreading around some of the corner pieces, and then twist your puzzle a couple of times to spread the nube. With that, I try to make this tutorial as short as possible. I hope it helped. If it did, hit the like button and obviously subscribe for more high quality cubing videos. With that, bye.